And we're back for another edition of Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast presents Main Event Mondays on a Thursday. Hopefully this is the last hiccup that we have. Probably won't be. So again, I'm so sorry we're pushing it back to almost Friday. But hey, what better day to talk about WrestleMania 27 and the Royal Rumble. So it's an action-packed show for everybody. So there's that. And Scott's not going to be giving his Royal Rumble predictions because if you want his, along with Cody Cornette and Reek from the Tuesday show, watch that over on the YouTube channel. Watch that on the replay over at Twitch. Watch that on Facebook. Watch that and listen to that on the many avenues we have our streaming on. It was a good show. Good show last night. So let's talk about WrestleMania 27.
Yeah.
From Atlanta, Georgia, the Georgia Dome, we had an attendance of 71,617 people. The biggest WrestleMania ever, the tagline. And before we even start, it might have been the biggest, but it was the biggest letdown of WrestleMania history.
That show was awful.
It wasn't WrestleMania 9 awful.
No.
It wasn't WrestleMania 9 awful, but it was definitely a bad yeah.
It was a disappointment compared to what we talked about last week. 26 was off the chain. Then we come in with this, and this one had everything you'd want as a wrestling fan on paper, but it didn't do nothing for me as a fan of wrestling. And I remember it as I watched it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. And I remember saying, it was not the greatest that I have ever remembered. So,
they had two dark matches prior that we didn't watch because they weren't on the actual program. It was Sheamus against Daniel Bryan in a lumberjack match for the United States Championship. Sheamus won. Whatever. And then they had the Great Khali versus Sheamus so Sheamus, that's funny. I guess I didn't realize this because I never watched it. Just looking at the notes from WrestleMania 28 or 27. Sheamus was in the lumberjack match, then came out for the 23-man over the top battle royal. And won, and Khali won that one.
Okay.
So,
no, didn't remember that.
They get rid of one of the most exciting matches in WrestleManias in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and they give us two dark matches that no one really cares about nor saw unless you watched it live.
100%.
So we start off with Edge, the champion, versus Alberto Del Rio.
I don't miss that.
Yeah. I can't stand Alberto Del Rio. I was a big Edge head at that point too. So I remember watching this and be like, the best moment was after the biggest and best moment was after the match, in my opinion.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Homeboy rolls down in his Rolls Royce, gets out of his Rolls Royce and goes fights, loses, and then we see Christian and Edge destroy the Rolls Royce. And I thought they were going to put it at one point in time. I thought they were going to put it in drive and just let it go down the ramp. I'm like, no, they can't be doing that.
Now, I mean, It was 11 minutes and 6 seconds. It was, again, I don't like, I'm an Edge guy, but I hated Alberto Del Rio with a passion. Still do. I think he's trash.
Yeah.
I'm just never, in my opinion, he sucks. I don't like him, and
I never was a fan of him in as a champion, and I think, I just don't like him. And I hate to say this, I compare him. I don't like Gunther either because there's no excitement. It's just they stand out. I don't know. I just didn't like him at all. I didn't like Alberto Del Rio. I probably shouldn't put Gunther's name in the same sentence, but yeah.
now I like Gunther though. Gunther's just going to beat the brakes off you and then leave. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's that.
I want a character. I guess what I'm saying about Alberto Del Rio, I want a character that does something, and nothing did anything for me with Alberto Del Rio back then. No, I just was not a fan.
The only cool part of Alberto Del Rio, the only cool segment that stands out, that I'm going on I'm sidebarring here. You know, you're used to that on Tuesdays with Cody.
Yeah.
Anyway, I see you out there, Cody. I know you're out there watching. That's why I said it. Anyway, there's a segment with Alberto Del Rio and someone else in the ring. I can't remember exactly who, but it was CM Punk. And it was the whole Alberto Del Rio saying, "It's my destiny," and "No, my destiny," and all this and that. And he's getting ready to say "my destiny" again. And Punk goes, "I swear to Jeebus, if you say destiny again, I'm going to start drinking." And that, like, it's the best. Like, that's the only segment from Alberto Del Rio in his whole time in WWE that I remember.
Yeah,
he's a very forgettable character, in my opinion. I just don't think he was all that great.
No, I agree.
So next up, we have Scott's all-time favorite wrestler in Cody Rhodes. Undashing Cody Rhodes. He broke his nose. Rey Mysterio is such an evildoer in this match, or in this whole rivalry. He's just a dick. He broke Cody's face with his brace. He's just such an evildoer.
So, correction. I'm not a Cody hater. For you guys out there, this has been an ongoing thing. And if Matt would have watched the whole show last night, which I think he did, he would understand. I am a Cody. I'm not calling myself a Cody fan because I'm not. But I'm not. Up until Monday night, I did not like what they were doing with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes gets buried, and finally Monday night they did something. I want to see him turn heel. I loved what they're doing with CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. But back in the day, Cody Rhodes, Rey Mysterio, I was not a fan of this match. The mask and knee brace match, whatever. Only thing I liked about that match was Rey Mysterio's outfit.
Oh, the Captain America?
That's badass. That was pretty sick. But no, I am not a Cody hater, as people would think. I just am a WWE hater in the aspect of they're not treating your champion the correct way, and that's why he will lose on Saturday. There you
go. Okay. So you didn't like this Ray Cody versus Ray match? Is what you're ultimately saying? You didn't like it?
It was a match that they could have put on Monday Night Raw. It was, Cody Rhodes, he got the last laugh. He used the mask and the knee brace and all that good shit. It was just a match. It wasn't nothing that I went about. So, no, not a fan.
Walter, the real Walter. Walter, the real Walter. Thank you for joining on Twitch. Give us a follow. It'd be greatly appreciated. Much love to you, Walter, the real Walter. Now, is that Gunther or Walter? Anyway, 11 minutes and 58 seconds we clocked that one at. It was probably a match that could have gone about 5 minutes less. I think they could have fit. The next match shouldn't even friggin' happened. This was the dumbest. Okay, so this match was Big Show, Kane, Kofi Kingston, and Santino Marella against the core consisting of Ezekiel Jackson, Heath Slater, Justin Gabriel, and Wade Barrett. Now, if I just told you the two teams and didn't tell you that it was a WrestleMania match and didn't tell you what was going on, who would you have picked to win this match?
I would have picked the core.
Yeah. In a shoot fight, Jackson, Gabriel, Wade Barrett, and Heath Slater would have just wiped the floor with them other guys.
There was no reason to have this match.
No, none.
And all they were trying to do is put the stars over, which those stars don't need to be put over. They get themselves over. And to have the guy that I think wasn't Santino Marella the one that got the pin?
Was it? No, yeah. I know Big Show knocked two guys out, and then
right, and then because at the end we seen this dude with the snake, and I was like, "Come on, bro!"
Yeah,
stupid. Those are one of those things, you know. What's the worst gimmick? That ranks up to one of the worst gimmicks, in my opinion.
1 minute and 32 seconds long.
That's all it lasted?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's probably why. Walter the Real Walter, we will get to that in a little bit at the end of the show when Matt gives his prediction. I gave my prediction, so on Tuesdays, and you can watch that show, Tuesday's show that was recorded Wednesday because of chaotic lifestyles on our YouTube channel at Huge Pop Wrestling, or a Facebook channel. I think you can even watch that on Twitch as well.
Or anywhere you get your audio podcasting needs.
But Matt will put his out there this afternoon in a little bit.
Next up, we had a very, very good match. Yeah. It was what it put two of my favorite people against each other. Yeah. You had Randy Orton, the Viper, against CM Punk.
Yeah.
It went almost 15 minutes. What do you think of it?
That was, like you said, two of the best. I still stays two of the best in the business. And it had everything, you know, CM Punk was in control for most of the match, and then he out of nowhere, like Randy Orton does, it said RKO, and it was done. That match was good. It was, but I think it could have went longer.
I liked the lead into that match, like all the stuff that, like the build up was one of the best build ups of that specific WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Like that had the story. I felt that was the story of this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because that was the one where Punk was the leader of New Nexus.
Yeah.
And he was, and I think Randy Orton, after he had lost a match that got that, because if Randy would have won, Nexus was barred from ringside.
Right.
Well, we can't have Nexus out there anyway, so we'll just start kicking people in the head.
Right.
We'll start punting people. So it's like, all right, whatever. You know what I mean? But, yeah, that was just one of those deals where this was when I was really starting to get behind Punk. Like I really, really started really digging his character because he wasn't that straight edge society guy anymore, but he was that mastermind that was going to make things happen for himself.
Right.
Um,
And I love this because they're still today. They're in the same ring. You know that they could go today with how they are today. You know, they're always going to be they'd always be good facing each other, and they put on a show. So top tier performers, absolutely.
So the next one was another one of those. Why are we having this match?
I hated that. So the era that we were in, that year of dumbness of the laptop, that to me, I'm gonna say this, that year was the worst year WWE could ever have made. Bringing out that stupid laptop and then a protection box for Michael Cole. No,
It was the coal mine. Remember, it was called the coal mine.
Excuse me. I have an announcement. No.
I have just received a message from the anonymous Raw general manager.
And who did that end up being?
Wasn't it like Hornswoggle or?
Oh, yeah, whatever. That's how bad that was.
Like you heard that bleep 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 bleep. It's like, really?
I mean, come on. Lawler versus
it's Swoggle. Ended up being Swoggle at the very end, and it's like whatever. Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler. Cole is the only person in WrestleMania history that is undefeated. God damn it, that pisses me off. Like,
yeah. We can start
I would love, just for one time, and I love Michael Cole as an announcer. I want, just because I'm that guy, I want Michael Cole to be like, yeah, no one can beat me. I'm undefeated at WrestleMania. Like, be like that in the middle of the ring, and he goes, like, as he's saying, I'm undefeated, no one beat me. And then Brock Lesnar's music hits, and he comes down and F5s him, pins him. He ends both The Undertaker and Michael Cole's streak.
Yeah.
Book it.
No.
Book it. I want to see that.
Book it. That was awful.
It was bad. It was bad.
That was just, never mind. That match was as awful as Cody Cornette's statement last night about Nia Jax. I'll just leave that there.
Bro, I don't want to talk about cottage cheese. I really, really don't.
Let's move on.
I was listening to that on my way into work this morning, and I felt like I was going to throw up a bit in my mouth.
What, the fact that Cody likes Nia Jax and cottage cheese, or what?
No, that's just a cottage cheese comment. Okay. That's just gross. And the fact that son of a bitch put sugar in it? What in the diabetes are you doing over there, sir? Because that.
Anyway, sorry I said that, but
God damn it,
that match was just as disturbing as that. So.
Put it this way: Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler was El Giante versus Undertaker at WrestleMania 9.
Would you say, Matt? Here's a question that just came in my head. Would you say that match was one of the top worst 5 matches in WrestleMania history?
I put that, and this is going to be a hot take, I would put that in the same category as Bam Bam Bigelow and Lawrence Taylor in the fucking in the WrestleMania 12 or 13 or whatever the hell main event they were. A celebrity in the main event should never be a thing. Ever.
So I would rank that as one of the top.
It's up there. It is up there. It needed not to be a thing.
Right.
It's almost as it ranks up there with anything Logan Paul will ever do.
Right.
That's the different conversation for a different episode. Next up was the match of the night. Period. It was two of the all-time greats beating the absolute brakes off each other for almost 30 minutes. We had Taker versus Triple H. That was, there's nothing that touches it. I mean, you want to talk about overshadowing a champion. Taker and Triple H overshadowed Miz and Cena easily.
Yeah. It was probably the best match of the night, but I didn't think it was as good as the Shawn Michaels Taker of 26.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
I mean, for instance, of course, Triple H, the game was dominant most of the match, pretty much the entire match, But that Hell's Gate, bro, holy shit!
Yeah, that was the one thing that when I remember watching it originally that threw me completely off. It was a submission finish, and I wasn't expecting that.
Right. Yeah.
I was expecting Tombstone, rest in peace, game over.
Right.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
But so.
And then they were selling the hell out of the streak. I mean, they did it the year before too, because that's a big streak. That's big stuff, and so the announcers did a great job selling the streak. I agree with you. I did not expect a submission hold at all, but that's what we got, and it was a good match, 100%.
So next up, we got another match that needed not to be on the card, and the only reason it's on the card is because there's a goddamn celebrity in it.
Yep.
It's stupid. It is, and it'd be one thing. If Nicole Snooki Palazzi or whatever the hell her name is was from Miami. She's from the Jersey Shore. No.
That was what Matt's still Matt's phrase. It's either go get my popcorn match or go to the bathroom match.
It definitely wasn't a semi-main match.
No.
Like they freaking put it.
Nope. They screwed, in my opinion, it Undertaker and Triple H out of.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. The only reason they didn't put Taker Triple H semi-main is because they needed something to cool the crowd down a little bit before their main event.
Yeah.
Because whatever. It's 3 minutes and 16 seconds.
See that? Okay, so we had that match, and we had the one at the big show. That's 5 or 6 minutes that you could have gave another one of those matches that you cut short.
Okay.
That's all.
This is kind of geared towards a conversation I've had with Cody. You take that minute 32.
Yep.
You take that 3 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yep.
And you take that almost 14 minutes that was the Michael Cole Jerry Lawler match.
Yep.
You're dealing with almost 20 minutes there, right? Like between 15 and 20 minutes.
Yep.
You take those 15, 20 minutes and what's that match that they should a ladder match, a Money in the Bank ladder match would be better than what we saw in those three matches combined.
100%. Was that the first year they took away the money in the ladder match, Money in the Bank ladder match?
Yeah, that was the first year they did not.
That was and still is WWE's biggest mistake.
It
that
is
needs
absolutely
that needs to be a WrestleMania match. 100%. Why not? That makes every bit of sense because you have that on day one. Now there could be cash-ins on the WrestleMania day too. And I know Cody Cornette's over there going, well, that'll steal from the main event. Well, sure it might, but it might add the interest to that main event as well. So.
Oh, of course, Lucas. Of course, Lucas Nookie is amazing. Amazingly bad.
Hit the follow button, Lucas.
Yeah, hit the follow button. Maybe we'll actually throw you on the screen one of these days. Probably not, because Snooki is absolute dog water. Snooki is almost as cool as Logan Paul. But again, I digress. Logan Paul's a dipshit, but we'll get there later. The main event. The Miz versus John Cena and the Great One, The Rock. 15 minutes. 15 minutes.
I did not expect when I watched it. I didn't expect the Miz to win. I didn't. Of course, I haven't been a real fan of the Miz as it is. I don't know what to say about this match, really. It shouldn't have been the main event, I'll say that.
I thought that this was only this was only the main event because of John Cena. And I will say this until the cows come home. John Cena is a non-racist version of Hulk Hogan. He is Vince's cash cow. He is, and I say this about Hogan. I say this about Hogan every time we talk about him. He wins because Hogan must pose. Cena must be part of the main event because all the soccer moms love how Cena looks. All the kids want to be like John Cena. All the kids buy their merch and go, you can't see me. You know, okay. I have something to address about John Cena when I get to the Royal Rumble this year, because it's something that I've been kind of festering on, but we'll get there.
And we have a ruckus crowd in the chat today. And by the way, Lucas Savage, bro, we are talking. We sometimes talk shit. We're not dogging you. If we offended you, man, hey, sorry. We're just passionate about wrestling.
And quite honestly, I'm going to say this with all due respect, Lucas. It's my opinions. If you don't enjoy my opinions, scroll. They're my opinions. It's my podcast, or our podcast. we share this. We've been doing this for close to 5 years now. It's all opinions. That's all it is, dude. So if you don't like my opinions, don't just fast forward. Just saying. So yeah, The Miz won due to a little bit of interference from The Rock, and just really screw Cena over. And that set up next year's main event, which we'll get to next week. So overall, in my, like we were saying at the beginning, it was a C minus pay-per-view. He really wasn't anything to write home about. I didn't think. Like I didn't feel like it was.
I didn't think it had a WrestleMania feel. Other than the celebrities being there, I didn't think it had a WrestleMania. You could have done anything on that show that you could have done on a Raw or something like that. Wasn't that big of a deal.
And the celebrities that were there sucked. Like they sucked.
Yep.
Snooki. Rumor has it Snooki's parents had to tie a pork chop around her neck to get the dog to play with her. She's so damn ugly. Damn, I don't like her.
Wow.
She's almost. Never mind. So that's the end of our WrestleMania 28 or 27 rather. We'll be talking about 28 next week. Royal Rumble predictions from my side, my point of view. It's this Saturday, February 1st, from Indianapolis, Indiana, at Lucas Oil Stadium. We're the home of the Indianapolis Colts. The one-time home of Mr. Pat McAfee, my personal hero, Pat McAfee. When he played for the Colts. So we have 4 matches to discuss. The list that they have right now, and I don't think it's gonna go this way. They have DIY versus Machine Guns listed at 4 for whatever reason. I think it'll go second myself. I think they're gonna go either the women's or the men's Rumble first. Again, this is just all my opinions. I think it's gonna if they book it right, the men's goes off first, followed by the Machine Guns at 2. The women's Rumble at 3, and Cody KO the last match of the night, and the winner of the Rumble walks down and points at Cody or points at whoever he's going to face. Or if Kevin Owens wins. Who knows? So I'm going to go Women's Rumble first. I'm going to get that out of the way. And by the way, we have a contest going on inside our Huge Pop Wrestling family that I doubt that I'm going to win, but I'm entrant number 28. So we're rooting for the 28 entrants at 28 to win. Scotty Don't has number 10. That's a brutal pick. Nikki D, I believe, has 27. Or is that Rico has? Freak has 27. Or
Rico has 27, I believe.
And Nikki D has 17, I believe.
I wrote it down somewhere.
But I have 28. So, Royal Rumble predictions. The women's match up first, or the men's match up first. We'll save the 2 Rumbles for last, I guess. Because there's a lot more to unpack in both of them. DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. If anyone sleeps on this match, or if anyone uses this match as a popcorn match or a bathroom break match, they need to have their head checked, because this is such a good, 2 of the best tag teams in the business today. They match up with each other so well. They're so good. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Machine Guns in this one. I think Motor City Machine Guns wins. I think and it's going to be one of those things that it's going to be near fall after near fall after near fall. And then they're going to get their 3, and it'll go. I think my predictions, Cody said it was going to go at least an hour last night. I'm going to say it's probably going to go at least 45 minutes. I don't think it's going to touch the hour mark, but I think it's going to come close. But the Machine Guns win.
Yep, I agree.
Then we have the Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Me personally, I think Cody's going to win. But if Kevin Owens wins, it sets it up for something that is it could shape into something pretty cool. And it's not, and again, go and watch last night's episode, because I highly encourage you guys, because it was a good conversation. There's parts of it, if you can get past eating a big bowl of cottage cheese with Cody, then I think you'll be okay. But there's some good topics that were brought up last night that were that thought-provoking things. Like, is this the time we see Cody Rhodes turn heel? Is it? Maybe it is. Maybe Cody finally has had enough and says, you know what, screw it. I lost, but that title's mine. Screw everybody. I want that title back. And he snaps. Maybe that's what happens. But if Kevin Owens wins, it's going to set up, in my opinion, something that's going to turn into, one could only hope, an amazing WrestleMania moment. And I'll get there in a minute. Women's match. Women's Royal Rumble match. And by the way, I picked Cody in that last one because I want to see Cody's last run. I want to see him get the Mania, and possibly see Roman Cody 3 to end the whole saga, because they're tied at 1 apiece. Mm-hmm. We can't have people tied. No. That's not how we do things in WWE. We can't have ties. We got to have a legit winner.
That's right.
So, women's Royal Rumble match. Right now, as we're talking, we got Nia, Bayley, Charlotte, Naomi, Bianca, Liv, Raquel, Lyra, Ivy Nile, and Io Sky. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 out of the 20.
Yep.
No, 10 out of the 30. So there's 20 open slots. So one nitpick that I have. When I watch Royal Rumbles, I want to be surprised at times. You know what I mean? I want to be watching it and be like, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one that buzzer hits and you hear, say, like for the women's, it would have been cooler if Charlotte Flair's music would have hit and she walks out.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like people that have been active and on television, yeah, come out and say, I'm part of the Royal Rumble. Say
Right.
that. That's fine. That doesn't bother me as much as you're ruining a return.
Right. Yeah.
I think you need to have it so where you're a big. You want the crowd to no pun intended, but you want the crowd to pop.
Yeah.
You want that huge pop.
Yep.
And you would have gotten a big one.
Yep.
If Charlotte Flair's music hits and it's like, oh shit, the Queen's back.
Yep.
But she's in it. There's a couple people as far as returns that would be really cool to see. AJ Lee be great. Asuka, you guys didn't mention her last night. I think that she's about due to come back. Alexa Bliss, obviously, that'd be cool to see. And the one that it's a long shot. It's an absolute long shot that you're gonna see this. But what about Carmella? Carmella's had been out of ring action for a little over a year and a half now.
Didn't think about her, yeah.
By no means am I saying she's going to win. I think the obvious odds-on favorite and my pick to win it is Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte wins. To set up Charlotte v. Tiffany or Charlotte v. Rhea, I think that would be tremendous. But yeah, I also would not be a bit surprised if Jordynne Grace made it deep into it, if not in the Final Four. I can see that happening.
Right.
But now on to the main attraction.
Now, before you go any further, now Toni Storm is with AEW, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'd love to see her. That's one I would have loved to see. That'd been cool. What they did with her over on AEW this week was awesome.
Oh, Timeless Toni Storm is amazing.
Yeah, that was cool.
She's arguably top 5 current women in wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. But she's over on AEW, so that won't happen. So, anyway.
Next up, we have the Men's Royal Rumble. So many things can happen there. Like a lot can happen there.
Yep.
You got arguably one of the biggest fields and the best fields in this 30-man. You have LA Knight, Cena, Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, and Carmelo Hayes. Now, any of those guys could win. Any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's multiple storylines that could stem from different people. We have the whole Roman wins and he challenges Cody. We have Punk wins. And after Monday, he could challenge Cody.
Mm-hmm.
We have Seth Rollins, who clearly wants his heavyweight championship back from Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre wants the heavyweight championship as well from Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
Logan Paul seems to think that he can handle Gunther. All these different people have compelling storylines on why they should face these certain people.
Mm-hmm.
Watch, and everyone, I'm not gonna go into great details about it because they talked about it last night on the show. Go and watch that episode for the John Cena storyline because I'm not gonna go into detail because we're pushing our time. But nobody last night talked about, and this is why I said, what if Kevin Owens wins? And this would make for an absolute, just amazing main event at Mania, in my opinion. And all the people from ROH and that kind of people that watched ROH, people from watched like NXT when it was earlier, know exactly where I'm going with this. Sami Zayn wins the Rumble. What if Sami Zayn wins the Rumble? Kevin Owens wins the World Championship. It's Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That would be chef's kiss of a match. We've seen it before, but not at this stage.
Right.
And again, it's so hard for me to pick these Rumbles and not be biased, right? I don't think John Cena's going to win. And my thing with John Cena, he's full-time again, correct? He's full-time? When's the last time you saw him? When's the last time you saw him?
The first Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, it's been a month.
Yeah.
To me, that's not full-time.
Right.
It's not. And all you Cena marks can come at me all you want. Oh, well, he's filming a movie. Then he's not full-time. He is not full-time. If he's full-time, he needs to be in trying to build a story. If he's your Royal Rumble winner,
right,
then where the hell's he been? Where the hell is if he's the Royal Rumble winner and he's out filming a movie, it's clearly he's not going to win the Rumble.
And that's my fear for John Cena in 2025. There's not going to be any solid time to build a story if you're still filming movies.
Yeah, if you're filming a movie, you're not going to be full-time.
So that would make because I did say last night, if John Cena wins, why not have him go after Joe Hendry's title?
Yeah.
That was brought up. That would be better than going after, but if you're going to state yourself full-time, you need to be full-time. You can't be this, oh, I'm at a movie shoot. Sorry. And you never should have came back. Period.
Like, okay, do your spots, do your you can't see me.
Yeah.
You know, do that, wear your bright colored t-shirts, do that whole shtick, whatever, sell the shit out of your merchandise, come out, wave to the fans, do the 5-knuckle shuffle against upper tier guys, like get your stuff in, collect your paycheck and go home.
Yep.
You are not full-time if you're out shooting a movie or a TV show or whatever. You're not a full-time wrestler. You're not.
100%. I agree.
So, and again, all you Cena marks can come at me. I don't really care. I don't. I mean, I just don't.
So your pick is who?
I'm going to go ahead and pick. I'm going to pick Punk. I'm going to pick Punk because I think if he Punk at 28, by the way, he's going to enter at 28 and win. I'd love to see that. To me, that would just make my weekend just the bee's knees, if you know what I mean. Like, if he enters at 28 and he wins, I'm super geeked. Or I mean, I would love to see Braun Breaker win it too, because I would love to see Braun Breaker versus Gunther. I think that they'd tear the house down too. Yeah. But I'm gonna go Punk in my second one. My dark horse is Sami Zayn for the reasons of Sami versus KO at Mania.
Yeah. I'm still going to stick with mine. I'm going to stick with Cody Rhodes losing the belt at against KO. Him getting that secret spot, taking Rock's spot, because Rock's going to let him take his spot as a gift. He comes in and he wins the Royal Rumble, and he'll going to get his title back. That's what I want.
So, again, that's a special start time at 6 p.m. on Peacock this Saturday. That's about all I have. I mean, we're right at the 2:05 mark, and it was a blast talking. Yes, a blast talking about a garbage WrestleMania. Next week we'll talk about 28 and what that was all about. So, again, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and we're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on anywhere you find your audio podcast. And listen, man, if these are all opinions, not one person's opinion is better than the next. But at the end of the day, we're just having fun.
Right.
Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you next time.